Hey guys, in this video, I'm just going to go over how to choose your niche for high-ticket Shopify dropshipping. So the key here is that I want to make it really crystal clear on how to choose your final niche out of the entire list of niches that you've created, that you've chosen, that are the best ones that you would go into. So if you have like 3 to 5 that you are trying to choose between, this video should help you finalize your decision. And really, I'm just going to emphasize key points from the other videos that I think maybe you possibly may have missed or just not gone over enough. So let's get into it. The first thing is that you want to focus on the most important factor, of course, which is to choose one product category. So if if some of that data didn't add up, like you couldn't find enough suppliers or something like that, you can niche up to multiple product categories, but you definitely should try to just start with one product category, especially with your branding, so that it's easier to get suppliers in that one product category so you can launch and then you can grow out from there. Now, as far as the pricing goes, just make sure it's between $200 but below $1,500 on average, just so it's more passive. Okay, if the product lines are over $1,500 on average, it's probably going to require more pre-sales support by phone in order to close the sale, so it's not going to be as passive. So somewhere around the $800 to $1,200 mark on average is really perfect because people will buy that online without having to think twice. The target market, you just want it to be upper middle class income status. So that means they're making around $100,000 a year. You want them to be leading edge boomers and seniors because those are the easiest people to sell to and to close sales. So people that are between the ages of, let's say, 45 really 55 all the way up into the like 70s and 80s, those are the good ones to sell to. And I would say the best is right in the middle there, right? Like the 65 to 75 range, the retirees. Okay, and make sure that they have plenty of money to spend. This should be a product where people that are buying it have lots of money to spend and they're willing to spend it. All right, so as far as competitors go, make sure your niche has some competitors but not too many. 3 to 10 is usually good. It's okay to have broad site competitors, but 3 to 10 niche competitors is what you're looking for. And any more than 10 niche competitors, and you're going to have a really hard time competing, and it's going to be hard to rank in those CPCs later on in the paid AdWords. As far as suppliers go, make sure there's at least 10 suppliers, okay? If there's less, make sure you niche up a little bit. You choose multiple product categories. If there's more, niche down. Choose a more specific target market in a category. So, like I said, when you niche up, you're still going to want to start with a product-specific brand name, but then you can offer more categories in the future. Trends and demand, again, check Google Trends. Make sure it's trending straight or up. And then check what the seasonality is. Make sure you're willing to do that. If it's a summer seasonal niche, make sure you're willing to, save up money and be prepared for the winter season when it comes. It's going to be slower. All right, and then if it's winter seasonal, then make sure that during the summer when the sales are low, that you're willing to deal with that as well. And then check kwfinder.com. See how many searches the main product category gets per month. If it's over 50,000, that's good. If it's under, it's not that bad. It just means that you might need to niche up to multiple product categories, or at least plan on selling multiple product categories, but still keep that branding under one specific product category. All right, the next thing is product complexity. The product has a lot of complexities and options to choose from. It has a complicated problem that it solves. It might be difficult to sell online. You might need to do a lot of pre-sales phone support and after-sales phone support as well. The more simple the product is, the better. Electronics are more complicated, so they require some knowledge and understanding. It will require more pre-sales and after-sales support. So just keep that in mind. If you're selling a product that's not electronic, it'll be a lot less complicated to sell and to offer support on. And then one of the last things is profit margins. Generally speaking, home-based niches have higher profit margins than hobby-based niches. That's just kind of overall what I've noticed in the industries. But some suppliers will offer higher margins than others in pretty much every market. Margins usually range between 20 to 30%, but can be higher. The higher the margin, it usually means that shipping is not included, so you're going to have to pay the shipping fees. You might even have to hire your own freight company to do the shipping. Now, the lower the margin usually means that shipping is included in the wholesale cost, so the supplier usually takes the shipping and adds it into the fee, into the overall wholesale price. You can always ask for a supplier's price guide before you sign up with them to see if it's worth it, and that's a really good idea to do. If they know you're a good e-commerce company, they'd set you up. You can just say, well, before I fill out the application and make you go through all the setup process, let me check out your price guide and make sure that we can work with you. And of course, how to make your final decision. Listen, if you have multiple product categories, choose the one that most interests you. You will need to learn about the products to sell them, so you need to have some interest in learning about them. This is key. Your ability to create unique content in your market will make the difference between a side hustle and a full-time income in the long run, right? it doesn't necessarily mean that if you don't know about it, you can't learn about it. If you don't know about something, you can definitely learn about it. You just have to show interest in learning about it. You have to get excited about it because you're going to need to go out and get content created or create content yourself. And the more you're willing to do video content in your niche for your e-commerce business in the future, the more likely it is that you'll be able to make more sales. That's just what it is, the bottom line, because people trust you more when you make video content. So with that said, guys, just make a final decision. It doesn't really matter what your niche is if you have some really good ones. Just choose one and go. And what I can say is that it probably won't be your last store. If you're going to start one and spend the next 3 to 6 months building it, after that, once it becomes more passive, you can choose to start a second store. After you start outsourcing it, you can choose to start a third store after that. And I would plan on that if I were you. That's why I usually tell people to start with a broad name LLC and then, make your niche specific DBAs under that as, as sister companies. Okay, so with that said, guys, choose a niche. Don't hold back, just do it and move on, and we'll see you in the store building course when you finally choose your niche and make that decision and move forward. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next chapter.